Hi everyone, this is the Amateur Engineer YouTube channel, bringing to you what I hope will be the first of many video reviews of products, including toys, tech, and anything geeky. Now today I'm super excited to talk about the Masters of the Universe Origins Horde Trooper. For those who don't know, the MOTU Origins is a newish toy line aimed at capturing the nostalgia of playing with the 5.5-inch figures in the 1980s. Many of those kids have now grown up with considerable spending power, so I think it's a really smart move from Mattel. Now I've been interested in this line for only a few months, and I know I'm late to the party, but with some patience I'm now doing pretty well, missing only a few of the figures that I really want. Now with the Horde Trooper, we have a figure that has a special place in my heart, because believe it or not, it was my only MOTU toy from the original vintage line. Growing up, buying toys was often a difficult thing for me and my brother because we do so very infrequently, and we have very broad interests. As a result, we usually have to make do with whatever was available in the Toys R Us on the day of our visit, which I recall was really poorly stocked. And because of that, we often got secondary or even tertiary characters who rarely, if ever, made it onto the screen. One thing strange about MOTU was that while I remember seeing the show on TV, none of the episodes particularly stood out to me, and it wasn't until several years later that I saw She-Ra on TV. So when I picked up the Horde Trooper, I really didn't know that he was pretty much fodder for the heroes. And my brother did somewhat better with the Tongue Lasher, and these two would somehow become the supreme and deputy leaders of our toys. And although I did pick up a flop figure much later, we all know that new adventures don't come. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, so let's get right to the review. The Horde Trooper is part of Wave 8 of the Origins line, which also includes an anti-Eternia He-Man, Clawful, and Sunman. When the Horde Trooper was announced, I went nuts. I was really only interested in it and Clawful, so I immediately pre-ordered 3 Troopers and 1 Clawful on Big Bad Toy Store. The Horde Trooper is one of very few troop builders in MOTU, and I knew I needed more than one. When I found the whole wave here in Singapore, for not much more than retail, I picked it up right away, even though I didn't really want the other figures. But the other figures really turned out to be quite great too, but we'll talk about them some other time. The figure comes on a pretty standard exploding red stones card. On top of the bubble, there is an Evil Horde sticker, identifying this figure as part of the Evil Horde led by Hordak. On the back, we have the cross-sell for the entire wave, as well as the newer He-Man and Skeletor featuring the newer head sculpts. We also have this amazing card art featuring a couple of Horde Troopers being destroyed by He-Man, as Hordak looks on the left. Yeah, the character wasn't given much respect, but really who cares, this figure looks absolutely amazing. And on the left are some panels describing the action features, which we will discuss next. Alright. I have opened up the package. You can see inside we have this little instruction sheet which shows all the interchangeable parts. Now, considering how different this figure is compared to the other Origins figures, it's really quite surprising how that it is basically fully compatible with them, with all the parts that are interchangeable, including the arms, the waist, the head, and the knees, and it's really great. It's quite surprising for me. And also it comes with this the mini comic, which comes standard with all the MOTU Origins figures. On the cover you can see Sunman and also a very weird looking Clawful and Skeletor. And inside this booklet, it's a very short, simple little story. It includes all the figures inside this wave, including the Clawful, Anti-Eternia He-Man, the Horde Trooper, right, and I'm not sure which one is. Oh yeah, that's right, and Sunman. Like, these are all the figures in this wave, and I can upload this a scan of this mini comic if you're interested, but just put this away for now. Alright, now we've come to the figure itself. The toy comes with a very simple staff. It's pretty short. The staff, I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be. I think it's some kind of a bat or something. I'm not really sure. It's pretty short, simple, it's nothing too fancy. It doesn't really stay in the arm too good. can put it in like so, but it does pop out quite regularly, at least in one of my figures. I'm not sure which one this one is. Okay, and next we come to the toy, the figure itself. As far as the overall appearance is concerned, this trooper is made of a silverish plastic. I'm sure you can see it's quite reflective. Now, this is quite different from the vintage toy, which was made out of a simple grey plastic, much harder material too. This is a little bit softer, which is common in all these toys in the line. And I've often noticed that this type of material color can give rise to weird swirl patterns, something like this. You can see over here, right, and around the legs. Now you can't. There's no texture here, right? Even though it looks like there's some kind of texture here, there's really no texture. It's just the color. I'm not really sure what's going on here, and my first guess was that it's an artifact of the injection molding process, how the plastic actually flows into the mold. But I have two of these figures, and they basically have identical swirl patterns, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's something else, but that's not so important, I guess. Of course, for this toy, we cannot neglect the action feature. So then I bring in He-Man over here, and gives him a punch, bam! And it just causes it to depress, and it just opens up. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Right, it falls apart, and as far as the mechanism is concerned, it works like this. When you press the front of the bat insignia, it causes this piece to move back, and then that pushes against the peg at the back armor here, so it causes it to fall apart. You can really just use your fingers and push it open. You don't have to use the button, but it's a lot more fun this way. You do have to make sure that it doesn't get caught on the arm, though. You can see it's possible to position your Horde Trooper's arm like so, and when you activate the button, the back does get caught a little bit, but more importantly the front, it really doesn't want to move past this point, right? So you have to kind of bump the arm in order to fall apart freely. Okay, wow, amazing. Look how beautiful the sculpt is inside. The vintage figure seemed to have a slightly different mechanism. I seem to recall that in the old figure there was a catch somewhere around the waist position, so you have to lift the torso up a little bit, just like that, kind of in this direction, and then you will kind of release the catch, and then when you press the button, it will just open up. I remember being really annoyed with my vintage figure for this reason. I used to hate the fact that it just kept falling apart, which of course I didn't know then that there was this action feature. So what I would do is, or rather what I did was actually super glue the whole thing together. The figure did not move anymore. It did not fall apart anymore, and I enjoyed it better that way. But of course, that is travesty if you had to ask me now. But you can talk to a 5-year-old me if you want to. Another thing you will notice is that this figure, when it opens up, the body stays pretty much upright. It doesn't flop down, forward or backward, although there is a joint here that allows it to move, right? But this joint is really stiff right now, so it really doesn't do anything. It stands pretty much upright. It's entirely possible that you just need to, I just need to kind of wear this thing down a little bit, break it in so that you loosen up. But at this moment, I'm not really sure. It doesn't seem like the mechanism really make it look like it's broken. This would look much better if it did that. But it's a small quibble. Well, that's that. This Horde Trooper, like I said, is a figure that really means a lot to me. I have always loved it, and when they announced it, I just had to get more than one of these. Now I have still a number of them on order at Big Bad Toy Store, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm really excited that they provided me with this. Together with the Eternian card, I think we have a nice set of troops that we can start building with these figures. Right, thanks for watching, guys.